Climate change deniers and their dark money sugar daddies are on this week's Low-Life Scum segment.
You low-life scum.
So in case you hadn't heard, climate change is definitely happening. Over 97% of scientists agree that climate change is not only occurring, but is due to human activities. Now, before I dive into this tar pit of denial and dark money, let's go ahead and debunk a favorite argument, if you can call it that, of the climate deniers. I'm not a scientist. Well, I'm not a scientist, so I can't really speak to the validity of this whole climate change thing. Question. So what if 97% of doctors tell you that you have cancer, and that you'll definitely die if you don't stop smoking and snorting tar sands? Do you just put on a happy turtle face and say, you know, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know if I can believe what you're telling me right now? No, of course not. You fucking listen to the experts because it's their job to be experts in that field and tell you when some shit is up. And some shit is definitely up. In light of this, you might wonder, yeah, common sense, why aren't we doing everything we possibly can to fix it? Why aren't we stopping this oil, greed, and ignorance-fueled suicide? Well, because the nutbags and asshats in control of mass media and, unfortunately, in control of Congress don't want to. They'd rather quote the Bible as evidence than face up to reality. Same guy brought a snowball into Congress to prove that global warming is a hoax. Hey, dickface. Just so you know, we're experiencing record cold winters because global warming is causing ice caps to melt, thereby flooding the jet streams with cold water, thereby fucking with our weather patterns, for example, record snowfall, gifting you with the ability to flaunt your inexplicable, inexcusable ignorance on television. The scary thing, though, is that this Bible-thumping, snowball-throwing lunatic is not in the minority. 56% of our current Congress thinks that climate change due to human activity is bullshit. Meanwhile, according to NASA's senior water scientist, California has 1 year of water left. The Southeast has been and will continue to be shellacked by superstorms, food supply is down, prices are up due to extreme drought across the country, and water levels are rising, leaving coastal cities in the day after tomorrow zone, just to name a few. And while I have no doubt that those 56%ers can be dumbasses all on their own, mainstream media and a handful of lawmakers and even scientists have turned their backs on the climate change realities due to bucket loads of cash. According to a 2013 study by environmental sociologist Robert Brull, between 2003 and 2010, $558 million has been funneled into climate change denial organizations, in large part via dark money. So what does this mean? Well, take this for example. Between 2003 and 2007, both ExxonMobil and Koch Industries gave huge sums of money to climate change denial efforts. Then, in 2008, they disappeared. Simultaneously, a huge increase in funding to denial efforts came via Donors Trust, an organization that prides itself in keeping funders anonymous. So as Brull puts it, without a free flow of accurate information, democratic policies and government accountability become impossible. Money amplifies certain voices above others and, in effect, gives them a megaphone in the public square. It'd be like every time you walk outside, someone's yelling at you about how gravity's a hoax, a liberal lie to keep us all down, literally. Meanwhile, everyone else, who knows that that's bullshit, can't make it past the mounds of cash and corporatized media buy-ins to tell you that that guy is a fucking nutter. In other words, there are billionaires and multinational corporations out there secretly paying people like scientist Wei Hawk, aka Willie Soon, to come up with bogus explanations as to why our climate is warming, or forcing legislation that makes it illegal to use the words climate change. I'm not kidding. Florida, North Carolina, Louisiana, and Tennessee, you get honorable mentions this week. And those same billionaires and corporations continue to rape and pillage our dying planet just to avoid having to shift their business models towards renewable energy. Because seriously, wind turbines are fucking ugly. And I guess oil spills are just gorgeous. So it is with ease and great disgust that I give climate change deniers and their dark money funders this week's Low-Life Scum Award.
You low-life scum.
In order to get involved in the efforts to stop climate change deniers from poisoning our minds and planet, visit forecastthefacts.org and 350.org. You can also get some sleek info cards to bring to a family gathering or ironically place outside of a church via Occupy.com.